Hello and welcome to Psych Central's Ask the Therapist. I'm Dr. Dan Tomasulo, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Marie Hartwell-Walker. Marie, this is a man from England who has been in a relationship for 15 years with his girlfriend. They have 2 children together, and he's in his late 30s, and so is she. And all of a sudden, a couple weeks ago, she says, it's over. And really doesn't want to give an explanation or talk about it. She just says she feels chipped away at or depleted. And here's a person who, kind of works alone, is not really got a whole social network. And since he's been with her and they've been such a tight team, he's lost his social network. He's devastated and wants to know what to do about this, and keeps hoping that she's going to somehow respond, but she hasn't.
Whew, this opens up several issues. One is the difference between the leaver and the leavee.
Yeah, right.
She's had time to think about this.
Yes, right.
And then gives him a conclusion, a solution, I'm going to leave, rather than coming to him with a problem. And so he's totally caught off guard. He doesn't know what to do. She's already made a decision, and now he's socially isolated because he's been so connected to her.
So that's an interesting thing you're saying is about the timeline. That she started maybe a year ago, and she says it here, and now he's starting. That's a great point.
I do think that's unfair, by the way.
Yeah.
But it would have been much more helpful to both of them in the end if she had said a year ago,
yeah,
I'm really having some problems here.
Sure.
But we are where we are, and so I think a couple of things. One is that for him to turn to her now to help him with his pain,
yes,
probably is not going to be effective or helpful to him because she's already made a decision.
Absolutely.
So now what does he do in order to recover from the initial shock?
Right.
I'm also aware there are 2 children out here,
sure,
that we need to think about. And how does he start making a social network, since he says in his letter, she's my everything.
Yeah.
And that's always a mistake, by the way.
Right.
How can he find other men, other people who are sympathetic to him, and build a support system for himself?
And if that's not immediately available, like in other words, he may be in a job or a position where it's hard to make those kind of connections, then you might have to do something therapeutically to create that. That's what group therapy is.
Oh, right.
You know, so somebody going through a transition, this kind of sudden shock, it's actually a type of trauma, a trauma of betrayal, really. And in finding a group therapy, even if it's short term, something that's 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 10 weeks, the idea that there might be a common theme around it can help him talk about it, feel the support, and then teach him a little bit about getting a support network behind him.
Okay.